So this move is one of the first concrete steps by President Trump and his administration to pull back on the regulation of cryptocurrencies and other digital assets.
And joining us to discuss Unicoin, Senior Policy Advisor and Counsel Sam Amsterdam, plus the partner and co-founder of Flynn Zito Capital Management, Doug Flynn. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us. Doug, I'm going to start with you here. Isn't the whole point of cryptocurrency and these alternative currencies to be unregulated?
Well, originally, yes, but then what happened is there was a big debate on whether these were currencies, were they commodities, were they securities, and so you have all these governing bodies trying to regulate it, and so it was overregulated, but regulated by enforcement, not necessarily by making any rules, and so it became very restrictive. And so I think the industry is okay with some regulation, but they really want some clarity so we know how to deal with whatever we're going to be oversought with. And I think that's where the problem happened, and what they're looking for in the new administration is someone who's more crypto friendly, can get some clarity, and whatever regulations we're going to have, that's fine. Then we know how to play the game and we'll go from there.
Sam, how do you see this changing the cryptocurrency industry?
America for years has been behind the rest of the world in the embrace of cryptocurrency, and President Trump made an executive order about untying us and making us less dependent on traditional financial institutions and allowing Americans to invest and invest wisely in a diverse array of cryptocurrencies that are made available. I think it's a tremendous opportunity for American innovation to flourish and to offer 2025 era regulatory clarity that we've long needed.
Doug, I got a kick out of this. Billionaire Bill Gates is weighing into the cryptocurrency craze. Now, the Microsoft co-founder telling the New York Times that crypto has no use, saying, quote, there are people with high IQs who have fooled themselves on that one. I get that it's a very volatile, I'm going to say, industry. I get that a lot of it is based on perceived value of whatever these coins and currencies may be. But at the same time, a lot of other billionaires are certainly betting on it. Did he just miss the boat?
Well, probably he missed a good part of the boat, but only if it's not going to go to 250,000 in terms of Bitcoin and some of these other ones. But realistically, what you have to think about is, whether you're talking about gold or you're talking about crypto, those aren't investments in the purest sense of the word, from the standpoint of they don't have necessarily any earnings, and there's no price to earnings ratio. So it's speculation, and it's really about what you're going to buy it for and what you could sell it to somebody else for later on. And so while that growth could be there, it's a matter of the fact that that's sort of the speculation that you want to treat it with and invest accordingly. It deserves a place in there, but you have to know that it's really not going to be based on fundamentals. No different than gold. It doesn't earn anything, and so neither does crypto, but it's about what possibly it could be worth down the road, and that's why you invest in it, and you invest in it accordingly. And so it does have some value, even if it doesn't have necessarily the more like Microsoft-related value where they pay a dividend.
Yeah, Doug, quickly, I mean, I am not an economic expert, but to me, sometimes I think about, say, a craze where people invest in collectibles, whether they're dolls or Beanie Babies or whatever they may be. Is this one of those things that it depends on what people will pay for it down the road as to whether it is actually valuable?
The only difference about that is with crypto, it's a finite amount. And so by nature of it, Beanie Babies, for an example, they can make an unlimited amount of them, so you could flood the market, and so the values are going to be different. But with a set amount of, theoretically, each piece is going to be worth more and more once they stop making the total amount of Bitcoin, for example, that they're going to make. So in that way, it is different, yes.
Sam, real quickly, what's the biggest fear, though? If you have less regulation, are there some challenges that the crypto industry could face with this?
Very good question. I think Bitcoin is obviously a very powerful brand that has captivated the news cycle, and folks associate crypto with Bitcoin in many respects. But Bitcoin was built originally for anonymity. It was not built for scalability. So I think people need to take a fresh look at the diverse array of cryptocurrencies that are out there, that are assets backed, that are made in America, before they make their investment decisions and just choose the name brand, so to speak, of the day.
It's a great point. Again, do your research, I think, is the bottom line. All right, Sam and Doug. It's not a band. Thanks so much. Sam and Dave, thanks so much for joining us. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, more.